No matter where I travel across our great nation, I hear the same concern. The current trajectory of our country is simply not sustainable, and Americans are looking for conservative leadership to set a new course. Take Alzheimer's disease. Today, nearly 6 million Americans suffer from Alzheimer's, and it's at an annual cost of more than $170 billion every year. As our population continues to age, those numbers will only increase, and the number of Alzheimer's victims is projected to quadruple in the next 40 years. And the cumulative cost for those caring for those patients is expected to reach $20 trillion by 2050. That's a huge moral burden on all of us, not to mention a colossal expense. And yet, if people are sick and need help, we will give them that help. That's who we are as Americans. So the answer isn't to spend more on care, it's to invest in cures. Because the most effective way to reduce healthcare costs isn't Obamacare, it's to make illness cheaper through prevention and cures. Because after all, it was once predicted that we would spend $1 billion a year on polio, maybe even more. Today, polio costs us virtually nothing because Jonas Salk found a vaccine, a cure. And I'd like to see that same thing happen with Alzheimer's, because I believe a cure is always better and cheaper than more care. As president, I will repeal Obamacare, and I will work to unleash the power of medical innovation and personal choices. And I'll empower families and doctors and researchers and private industry, not unelected bureaucrats. And I'll push for getting greater competition in the healthcare market. I'll mobilize private charity and philanthropy, because it was the March of Dimes, a private charity, that put money toward curing polio. Alzheimer's is a very cruel disease. For those who work with it, they know all too well that it's cruel. And that puts devastating pressure on millions of families each and every day. The stories of loss and suffering are simply heartbreaking. But I want you all to know that there is a hope and there is a future. Washington doesn't have the answers. My name is Michele Bachmann, and I'm running for President of the United States to bring a new conservative voice to the White House. Thank you for listening.